Hello, everyone. You're watching Newcastle United Life and Times YouTube channel. My name's Rob Britt.
I'm Paul Anderson.
And on today's show, we're going to discuss Newcastle United's fantastic win over Arsenal last night at St James's Park, where they ran out 1-0 winners. And for me, it was a game that was full of very gutsy, put it that way. And I was astonished there was 22 men still on the field at the final whistle, but there you go. Anthony Gordon popped up in the 64th minute with a goal that's probably going to be talked about for weeks and weeks to come. Now, I've got to admit, when I first seen the replays, I thought the ball was out. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was out. But VAR's done 3 checks. Yes, you didn't miss that 3 checks, which is I can't recall ever seeing 3 separate incidents in one.
I don't think it's ever happened, does it?
No.
Time.
So yeah, I mean, I feared the worst when it started. Right, it's went to VAR, they're checking this, they're checking that, and I thought myself, they're not going to give this. In fact, actually, I thought there was a bit of a conspiracy theory going on. I thought they were actually looking for a reason not to give the goal.
Not to give the goal, yeah.
So when we got it, I was astonished, really. But yes, it was a fantastic result. Because I mean, Arsenal obviously unbeaten all season. In fact, I haven't got the stats in front of us, but I'm pretty sure that they've scored in every game, haven't they?
Yeah, well, all 17 games this season, including the cup games, have scored it.
Yeah, I thought, but yeah, not last night. They didn't, and that was down to us. Fantastic defending, and I've got to give a shout out to Jamal Lascelles. I thought he was terrific last night.
Yeah, he's like a different player, isn't he?
And Joe Linton's back to his best. He was terrific. Everyone was terrific, and just a little mention to Jacob Murphy. I felt really sorry for him coming on, and he'd done his shoulder again. He was gutted.
It was always a risk, wasn't it? It was always a risk.
There was, and hope
he gets, have an operation now.
Let's hope he does a speedy recovery. Same with Dan Burn. So, Paul, I'll let you sort of like dissect it all in your normal manner. What was your take on the game last night then?
I was really looking forward to the match when I started watching it last night. I thought, if you're going to be up there, you've got to turn these teams over at home, haven't you? In the first 20 minutes, I thought they were the better side. I think they sort of quietened the crowd a bit. Then we got into the match a little bit more, and then I think that tackle from Havertz just kicked everything off. Yeah. I mean, how he wasn't sent off. I mean, it was definitely a dangerous tackle, shall we say? And he's got form, hasn't he, for winding our players up after elbowing Dan Burn for Chelsea. So I think there's a bit of thingy there, like. And I think, to be honest, that's what set the crowd going again. And I think that ultimately cost Arsenal the game because the crowd got back involved with the match, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't many chances first half. I think Wilson had a chance that went just over, but I think that was offside. They had 1 shot on target the whole game. I think that was the first half. And then the second half, I thought we were the better side. We started well. We got in their faces. Stopped them from playing. We're doubling up on their wingers. I thought their 2 wingers is probably the worst games I've seen Martinelli and Saka play all season. They just couldn't get in behind with Gordon and Almiron doubling up. I think we won the midfield battle. I think it was only Rice really doing anything for them.
Yeah.
They didn't have any creativity in the midfield. And I think, obviously, touch on the Bruno one, I think possibly he could have went. I mean, he elbowed the kid in the head. I think it was a period before half-time when he lost the plot a bit. And I think half-time came at a good time for Bruno because he was starting to... He whacked the ball off Havertz, didn't he? And he was getting involved with Rice and it was getting the crowd involved. But I thought, and then obviously when we broke away and Willock had the shot? Was it Willock? Or Willock kept the ball in. Maybe Gordon had the shot across. Oh no, Murphy, sorry. Murphy had the shot across the box. And then Willock kept it in. He kept it in. And then obviously he crossed it. And,
he did keep it in. He did keep it in. It's, you know.
I mean, from one angle, to be honest, one angle it looked out. But they did another angle on beIN Sports where I suppose if you look at them taking a corner now as well, with the corners, it looks like the ball's not exactly in that little semicircle, but it is because of the curve of the ball. And I think this was the case of that with the corner. And I think it was probably just in that you couldn't prove conclusively that it was all over the line. It was the same with the. I think that lad was already going down before Joe Linton. Obviously, he had to have his arms up to jump. The lad was already on his way down, so I don't think that they proved that was a foul. And obviously, the offside, they couldn't tell exactly when the ball came off Joe Linton to go to Gordon, so they couldn't prove that was it. So they just had to get on with it. And obviously, it went against them, and we've benefited from it. But after that, I thought didn't really have a shot, did they?
They had plenty of the ball. But
well, anyone can do that. Had a lot of the ball, Rob, but they didn't do much with it. One shot on top, no shots in the second half on target at our goal. And I thought to a man, and I think when you mentioned Lascelles before, I mean, it's amazing what like decent coaching can do to somebody, and he doesn't just hoof it forward anymore. He's getting into positions, he's tackling, he's actually starting to pass it from the back now, and he never did that. And I think obviously Shaw's helping him, and I thought obviously when Byrne went off, Livramento come on again, was fantastic at right back. Trippier just slotted in at left back like he does for England. And I just thought it was well organised, and I thought we thoroughly deserved to beat them, to be honest with you. And Arteta whinging at the end was just the icing on the cake. I mean, there's something else written. He was saying, what was it, earlier in the season or last season? He's saying, well, they're going to make mistakes, referees. We've just got to get on with it. We've got to support them. Now suddenly they're sending letters in. They're a joke. I feel sick. It's a disgrace. You know, he's not a very good loser, to be honest. Arteta.
No, he's not. He's not.
When you lose, like Bobby Robson says, there's a way to lose, isn't there? He just can't accept defeat, Rob. You know, I know Eddie Howe wouldn't have went on like that.
No, he wouldn't.
Probably moaned about the decision, but he wouldn't have went on the way he went on. It was, I think, if anything's a disgrace, it's him.
I mean, you knew once the final whistle went, you were going to get some major reaction off Arteta. You could tell it was coming. And when I watched it last night, and it's a disgrace, and I give in, and what's the point? And I just thought to myself, look, okay, you've been beat, but like he just come across for me like petulant, like very childish, very childish.
That rubs off on his team, doesn't it? You can tell with that.
Of course it does.
The way they go on, and Havertz and players like that, man, they just waste the time on them.
I mean, it was a just fantastic result. I mean, by the way, we both predicted 1-0. You actually got the scorer correct.
I wondered when you were going to bring that up, Rob.
1-0 Gordon, I said, didn't I? know. Well, you texted us last night saying I did say Gordon in 1-0, I know. The viewers will not know that, but...
I don't know what the price was like. I should have had something on. It would have been a good little bet, that, wouldn't it?
But you know what it is? Like watching Newcastle like last night, right, against Arsenal. I mean, I thought Arsenal, they're a powerful side, aren't they? They're very powerful.
Yeah,
I thought they were.
Powerful side, but I think what they like, I don't think they've got a goal scorer. How that Ketia, apparently he's never scored a goal against the top six. I don't think he's good. They're gonna have to upgrade and get a striker. And Jesus was out, but we had Isak missing, Botman missing. We've got a lot of injuries, you know. Anderson, Tonali. You know, we're missing Barnes. We're missing a lot. Byrne now as well. Target. So the list goes on, doesn't it?
Has there been any news on Dan Byrne and what? Because
it didn't look good. Eddie Howe said it didn't look good because I know he went down, landed on his back, and you could see he took a painkiller, didn't he, during the half? But that didn't work. So I mean, it'll be all right. We've got, to be honest, you could bring Dummett in. You've got Lewis Hall who can play there, but I think he did well by switching Trippier because he was worried about Saka, and I think Hall's a bit he's a good player, Hall, but he's inexperienced, and I think he brought Trippier on the left to nullify Saka, didn't he? And it worked. I mean, I've never seen Saka have a good game against Newcastle. I wonder if it's because his dad was a Newcastle fan and he used to take him to the matches.
Maybe. Yes, it was just unbelievable, you know. And I mean, I watched it on the telly, and the atmosphere sounded terrific. Really
Oh
did,
yeah.
terrific, you
I mean,
know.
I didn't get a ticket for it, but it did sound good on the telly. Like it's one of them games you want to be there, don't you?
But I mean, I've no doubt on Talk Sport. I mean, when I'm out and about work for the day, I listen to Talk Sport, and I've no doubt this will go on and on and on and on about the was it over the line or was it not over the line? It's a
Well, they've
debate that
just released a statement as well, Rob, haven't they? Arsenal saying something about they need to look at their standards and what was it? They need to look at themselves and look at their standards and the decisions they're making. And it's like, well, so if every decision doesn't go your way, you're starting like, well, you've lost one game, you're starting to write letters in.
Paul, every team has fell foul of a VAR decision. Look at Liverpool. Look at Liverpool away.
Huh?
The shadow is offside. It was
he's offside by a shadow. Oh, we kind of tell conclusively, so he's off by a shadow.
I mean, we've all fell foul of it, and it is what it is. You know, it's a case of like I said on the last show. I said as long as there's not any dodgy decisions, and you know they get the officiating like pretty much on the money. Now, I do think that Bruno was very, very lucky.
Yeah.
Very, very lucky. And I think Havertz's challenge on Longstaff, I've seen players get a red for less, put that way. So
he was lucky. Even Gary Neville said in commentary, what's he doing? What is he doing? Yeah. It was right next to fans, and the fans were right up there. There was just, it's not like Longstaff had fouled him or anything like that. It just came out of nowhere, that challenge, did it?
Yeah.
And it just got everybody riled up.
I mean, look, they can talk for weeks and weeks about this. Was it across the line or not across the line? You can't. Arsenal didn't score against us.
They didn't look like scoring against us.
No. So
you know they didn't.
That gives me great comfort. That it really does, especially going into Tuesday's game against Dortmund, which they got a thumping. They got a thumping, didn't they?
Got 4-0, wasn't it? Kane got a hat-trick again or something. They were 2-0 down after 9 minutes or something. So
how would you say? Right. So are you pretty much? We've touched on the Arsenal game. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that was a fantastic victory, and I just it keeps it up there. And at the minute, I think Villa are losing 2-0, so
lovely.
We're only two behind them, I think, at the minute.
Yeah,
2 points behind them.
Yeah. So how would you say the Dortmund game going then, Paul? We'll just briefly, just to
it depends, Rob. I think it's obviously going to be down to bare bones. I don't think he can change it. Possibly Willock might come in. But I know I just want to mention that Bruno got a 5th booking, so he'll miss Bournemouth next Saturday.
Yeah.
So I think Bruno will play, won't he? So I think Willock might come off the bench again. He might keep Trippier at left back just for experience and put Livramento in, mightn't he? And then
he's got options. He's got options,
you know.
Dummett,
hasn't he?
He's got options.
Come in, and I think the centre halves will be the same. Obviously, Pope will keep his place. It'll probably be the same back four that finished the match. I think, to be honest, he'll probably play Miggy and Gordon again, won't he? With Wilson up front, because he took him off after an hour, didn't he? So he'd probably do that, I would imagine.
I tell you what, Paul. Speaking of Gordon, I don't think it's too long before he's knocking at the door to get in the England squad. Like,
Southgate was sitting with me, Dad, yesterday.
Yeah. Aye. I don't think
I don't know if he was buying him a pie or a pasty at half time and getting in his ear or what.
Thing with Gordon, though, Paul, he's very consistent. He's consistent week in, week out.
He looks shattered, doesn't he? Because he puts that much in. Like he looked knackered at the end, didn't he? But he's a young kid. He recovers quick.
Yeah.
And he's deceptive, and he's link-up player now. I mean, when he first came, Rob, he was just, if you watched him as a winger, he was just running down the line all the time. He very rarely goes.
Yeah.
Doesn't go down the line now. He cuts in and links play all the time now, if you watch.
Yeah. He's been coached. Coached properly, isn't he?
When he wasn't at Everton, was he, basically? And he wasn't. He admitted he wasn't fit enough when he came.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah. Right, all good stuff.
So Dortmund, I think getting back to Dortmund, I think it'll be a very, very tough game. I mean, are they going to be down after that? I mean, if we can nick an early goal, you know, but because we went to Man United and quietened them, didn't we, on a big stage? So I think we're going to have to get the first goal. Like, that's me, and it's going to be hard there, but we're capable. I mean, we're keeping clean sheets, aren't we? So
yeah,
it'll be a massive. If we beat them, it'll be a massive, massive victory. That, like, I think for qualification.
I mean, Paul, at the start of the week, right? If someone had said to you, right, we're away at Old Trafford, then we're home to Arsenal, we'll score 4 and concede none, you would have scratched your head at that, wouldn't you? You would have.
Yeah. You would have been happy with that, yeah.
That's Newcastle United 2023 for you. Fantastic, man. I always, do you know what it is? I always, like, it doesn't matter who we play. I've got this belief now. I genuinely have this belief where on our day we can beat, this is just my opinion, any team. Home on away. Home on away. Any team.
Man City, Arsenal, Man United. We've got Tottenham coming up as well. I mean, that'll be a hard game forward, but
I mean,
we can turn Tottenham over.
Our energy levels, like watching it, I'm tired watching it.
Yeah, it's just you can't. The only problem is at the minute he's losing 1 or 2 players a match. We can't continue like that.
I know.
Obviously, Murphy went off again. You're probably waiting till the end of December for 6-7 weeks for Harvey Barnes coming back. Yeah. Anderson's long term, and but they're waiting to see on Botman on for see if he needs an operation. They're just hoping he's all right.
Just sod's law, isn't it?
But you've got Kraft as well, though, Rob. He can play centre half.
Yeah.
Well, on you, so
I mean, he was flawless the other night, wasn't he? He had a brilliant performance. So
Dummett coming in. Yeah. So what's your take on the Dortmund game? Do you think? Well,
I think their fans, they've got fanatical fans. I think they'll create an intimidating atmosphere. A lot of noise. I just think just get into just settle in the game. Just keep it tight at the back, which I've no doubt we're capable of. And we need to get control in the midfield. Control that midfield. Dictate the pace at our pace, not their pace.
We will get chances. I mean, at home we've got chances against them.
That's where I'm coming to now. And then
we will get chances.
We will get chances, and what's crucial for me, we've got to take the chances. We need to take the chances. Because I don't want it to be one of those games where, like, say if we get beat, but like we can sit and talk about 2 or 3 chances that were missed. That's so annoying.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I'm quietly confident we can certainly at least get a draw out of the game. I think we can, but we're capable of winning, right? But
yeah, I think to stay in it though, realistically to stay in it, we've got to avoid defeat.
Yeah, we've got to get a draw and then do AC Milan at home.
Because it doesn't go on we mentioned it before, it doesn't go on goal difference, it's head to head, isn't it?
Yeah. So anyway, right, that's enough for us to hold thoughts for the day. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you like the channel, like and subscribe. It's much appreciated, and it doesn't cost you anything at all. Right, folks, on behalf of myself and Paul, we'll see you all on Wednesday, where Len will return to the show. Until then, good luck in Newcastle, and take care, everyone. Ta-ra now.